Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. So I have Rich with me here today. He's from Stoner Car Care, and we have a little demo that we're gonna be doing about one of their latest products, their ceramic glass coating. They say professional grade because it's gonna give you professional grade results, but it is gonna be very easy for the DIYers to apply at home, right?
Exactly
So
right.
First of all, welcome to the show. I saw you guys in SEMA, but it's nice to have you now for this official demo. By the way, if you guys want to do a deeper dive and see a full demo on a vehicle of this, I have the video on my channel currently. You can go and watch that. And I also remind you that I'll leave links to all these tools and products in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So Rich, if you want to basically go over what we're going to do today, we're going to be applying some ceramic coating that you guys produced for this glass surface. And what are the products? What do we need? Bring us through it. Take us through it.
So we're going to start with a normal dirty windshield, and we're going to take it to a fully coated and clean windshield that has extreme hydrophobics. So it's kind of a four-part system here. Of course, the tried and true invisible glass to get that windshield relatively clean. And then we have a glass stripper that's going to get that windshield down to a factory clean, get every kind of pore, any kind of the dirt or residues out of that glass and get it perfectly prepped for a ceramic coating. So then we're going over here to our ceramic coating. We have a kit that has everything you would need to do that job. So we're going to show you how that is. And then we top it at the end with our hybrid ceramic just to make it super extra slick and give it around a little bit more durability with the products.
Got you. So like any surface, well, first of all, we pre-clean this using the invisible glass. It's an ammonia-free glass cleaner. You guys know one of my favorite glass cleaners. They keep on winning awards every single year for the best automotive glass cleaner. So the glass is clean now, but to go deeper, if you look at a glass through a microscope, you're gonna see that it is porous. So yes, it has hills and valleys, and in those hills and valleys, you can collect some contamination from rolling on the roads, industrial fallout, pollutants, traffic film, so on and so forth. So although your glass might seem clean on a more microscopic level, there's still a lot of stuff embedded in there that we're going to remove. So you have, for that purpose, the glass stripper. If you want to start doing that and show how we're going to do the application on the glass surface.
Would you like to see the windshield or the glass before it wets out, or would you?
Yes, let's have a look at the hydrophobic properties. So we're going to see the difference once we use the glass stripper. It should be a flat plane of water, meaning that we removed any protection that's on there. Because some people as well, you might have an old glass sealant or maybe a layer of wax on there. You want to prep the surface by removing all that contamination and previous leftover protection with the glass stripper. So as you can see now, there's probably like an old sealant that was on there. It's beating a bit, it's quite weak, but we still want a better prepped surface, which means we should see a really, really flat sheet of water. So for that purpose, we are going to use the glass stripper. So the glass stripper basically is like a chemical decontamination for the glass, super simple to apply. You're gonna see it's in a liquid form. You apply it with the supplied applicator in the glass stripper kit. So you're basically just doing circles, circular motion.
Just need the abrasion to go through and do this. It's not chemically melting anything. It's mostly your physical force that's going to be cleaning that window.
Got it. So by doing that, again, you're fully doing a deep dive or deep cleaning, because like for any coating, whether it's a paint coating, a trim coating, a wheel coating, or a glass coating in this case, you always want to prep the surface well in order to ensure that the coating itself will have a proper bond with the surface, and that's how you're going to get the maximum durability out of it. Talking about durability, what can they expect as far as protection is concerned? How many months or years do you get with the invisible glass ceramic coating?
So it's very tricky because we advertise as a 1-year coating. Now it's obviously going to depend on your wiper usage and what kind of environment it's exposed to.
Yes.
But we have no issues reaching a 1 year or even with some pretty heavy use. So.
Okay, cool. So as he's wiping this down, guys, why would you add a ceramic coating or a glass sealant to your glass? Well, it's to increase security and safety while you're driving in inclement weather, especially when it's raining outside. So imagine when you have no protection, it's just a slow, flat sheeting pane of water, and that can impede on your visibility. But when you have a proper glass sealant, or in this case, a glass coating with longer durability, what it does, it gives you hydrophobic properties, meaning the water is going to start to bead up, and those beads are going to sheet off as you're driving, especially in speeds probably over 30, 35 miles an hour and up when you're on the freeway, for example. Well, that water just beads off, hence you have more clarity and visibility when you're driving in that inclement weather, and it also makes cleaning of the glass a lot easier. So it gives it that layer of protection, comes and seals in those pores in the glass, and makes everything easier to clean during your maintenance washes.
So we'll show you now how.
So now, there we go. So we see that the glass is fully stripped because look at the water here, it just pools up. There is zero water beading and the water is very slow to sheet off, meaning it's very grabby. So we're gonna dry that up now. We have a fully prepped and stripped glass that's ready to accept the glass ceramic coating.
You can even see right here where that was stripped and where it's not over on that edge.
So ideally you wanna work on a cool surface. You can work outside as long as you're not in direct sunlight. Is it the same thing as traditional ceramic coatings?
That's correct. I mean, obviously, the most ideal situation would be a controlled environment, but what we're really aiming for with this is to make it less finicky and make it a little bit less intimidating for anybody to be going and applying this onto their glass.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you focused a lot on the user experience, and it is one of the easier glass coatings. There's a lot of them out there that are multi-step. You need tons of prep products, and it just takes a long time to apply. You're gonna see just how simple it is. So the coating itself comes in this glass vial. How many windshields can you coat with a product like that? Of course, on an average size vehicle.
I was gonna say, it depends if we're talking smart cars or Suburbans, but
yes.
I mean, an average size sedan, you can be doing 5 to 10 windshields for sure.
Okay,
and you can do every glass on the car multiple times. Yep.
And of course, in the box, guys, you get everything you need. So it comes in this little foam kit, but you get 2 towels. So the first one for the initial wipe, the black one. You get a gray one for the final buff, which you're gonna see how we do that. You get the applicator, and you also get the glass vial. So you're gonna put a little drops to kind of prime your pad on there. And I think like a coating, you would do cross hatch, up and down, left and right application. It's very forgiving. That's one thing I noticed. So you have time to work with it. It won't flash on you too quickly. So take your time, but don't be scared. That's the full awesome thing about it. It is user friendly. What we're looking for, I think, Rich, is for the rainbowing or the flashing. So it's like an oil slick on color look. You're gonna see the color change when it starts to kind of evaporate or flash. And that's gonna be your visual indicator that it's time to start leveling your coating with the first towel. So you're kind of removing 95% of the product that's on there. And the second towel, the gray one, is for the final buff to remove the final or the rest of the 5% that's on there and to give it that streak-free finish. So we're waiting to see that rainbowing effect, right, on the glass?
That's right.
Of course, depending on the lighting, sometimes it's easier to see or not. So work in a well-lit environment. You can use an inspection light too if you want to check it out.
And this ceramic actually cures with the water molecules in the air. So if you're in a more humid environment, you can expect it to flash sooner than if you were in a drier environment.
Yes, or a cooler environment, then it takes a bit longer.
Exactly right.
So once you get
see that going a little bit
that
there.
rainbow effect, yep. So we're ready to start leveling, so go ahead. So this is your black towel, right? Short nap. And he's wiping in vertical lines. So this is going to be your initial wipe. So same thing as a ceramic coating, it's always a 2-towel method. Your first towel is to level to make sure you're not getting any high spots and you're removing the bulk of the carrier and transporting fluid on there. And then we have the second towel, so it has a bit of a thicker pile, more plush, and that's for the final buff. So you can go ahead and do that. So typically you would let this cure for roughly 24 hours, right, without any water or rain. You don't want any water or rain on the surface during that time it cures. But what we're gonna do today, we're gonna fast forward that a bit and show the hydrophobic properties. So if you wanna show us what the water beading hopefully looks like now, of course, it's gonna, keep in mind, guys, it's gonna get better as the curing occurs because it's gonna get even tighter and it's gonna have a time to cure on the surface, but we're still gonna have a good visual indicator. So go ahead.
This is an absolute torture test. You would not want to do this after applying it on your vehicle.
And look at that. It's so obvious. This is the side where no coating is right now. So it's just a flat pane of water that's sheeting out there, that is pooling up, and very slow to sheet off. And look at all these tight, round water beads on the protected side. I think the A and B speaks for itself. That's pretty awesome. And so this is going to be very easy to wipe, as you're going to show. But during your maintenance cleanings, a lot of people, Rich, they ask me, okay, I applied my glass sealant, or in this case, my glass coating. What can I do? Like, can I still use a glass cleaner like Invisible Glass to clean the glass? Or is that going to remove the protection that I just applied?
Now, this is going to be a pretty chemically resistant coating. So you can use any kind of glass cleaners that you would be typically comfortable with to get that nice and clean and restore it back. If you're looking to maintain those hydrophobics.
Or to boost, the existing properties, yep.
We have our hybrid ceramic that is not quite as in-depth of an application. You would just spray that on, wipe it off.
Okay.
A little bit goes a long way with these hybrid ceramics. There's a solid content in there and it is a ceramic. So if you're covering that whole thing like you would with an Invisible Glass,
yes,
you're gonna be using a little bit more elbow grease to get that off.
Okay.
If you'd like to show, I can spray it on here once and just show you.
Yep. So this is kind of a maintenance stopper to maintain the properties going. If you see that it starts to weaken a bit, but you still have a few months left on the protection, this is a great way to quickly boost that, right? In a spray form as well.
Exactly. So you can imagine when you're looking at a ceramic coated windshield with your wipers going over, and you can kind of see the marks where maybe the wiper's been wearing on that.
Yes.
You can easily boost the hydrophobics with this. You just don't need very much of it at all.
Wow, that's it, wow.
Because it'll spread around quite a bit.
So less is more. Like a lot of products these days, you guys really invested in making sure that you're getting a lot for your money, and a little goes a long way. No need to saturate the surface with a bunch of product. I see they wipe off this very easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then you have more hydrophobic protection. And of course the glass, yeah, you can tell. This glass feels super, super smooth. And now it's going to be easier to maintain. Let me ask you a question, because I always like to do some deeper dives or behind the scenes for my audience. I'm going to throw you a curveball. So we see this as a brand new product, but how does Stoner Car Care come up to decide, well, this is a new product that we want to develop, and here it is up to the time we get it on the shelves? How does the whole thought process, tell me, how do you guys started to get this on the market?
That's a great question. So with this system specifically, we honestly weren't the first people to market with a ceramic. Everyone and their mother has one.
Yep.
So we're like, it's a crowded market. How do we actually add value to something rather than just being a Me Too product?
And how are you different than anybody else, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So we go out and we kind of go out to our detailers, we get feedback from them, and we kind of see like, well, what are you experiencing? And then we would come back to ours and be like, well, it looked like the only people installing this were professional detailers. So it's like, well, how can we get this in the hands of more people and make it less of an intimidating process? Because that's where a lot of people are hung up on it. It's like, well, I don't want to mess it up. And if I mess it up, I don't know how to fix it.
Yes.
So we got this ceramic coating. It actually has a different carrier agent from an entirely different industry that we brought to the auto industry. And long story short, it just doesn't evaporate as fast. So it gives you a little bit more time to work with it before it flashes.
That means it's more forgiving, right?
Exactly.
So no more scares about flashing in high spots and all that stuff. Okay.
Exactly right. And then if you were to make a mistake and you weren't maybe to catch something, if you ever need to go back and redo it, you have the glass stripper here. It takes off just about any ceramic coating on glass. Fairly simple. And then there's really no barrier to making you want to give it a go in your own garage.
So you can't really screw this up. If we're being blunt.
Yeah, it's a great way to say it. Yeah, it's pretty hard to mess it up because
so
you can
now
just redo
even
it.
a DIYer can get into having an actual glass coating applied to their glass without needing to see a professional. They can do this in the comfort of their own home. Plus in the kit, you get everything you need, right?
That's exactly right. So we wanted to make sure that you didn't get halfway through the job and then realize, well, it's the first time I'm doing this. I didn't realize I need a second microfiber.
Correct.
So we tried to provide everything you would need to do the job from start to finish. This kit comes with the applicator and the glass stripper.
Yes.
Then the other kit will have the gloves you need, the vial of the ceramic. It comes with 2 microfibers in the applicator. So you don't ever have to worry about it. As long as you have this kit with you, you have everything you need to be doing a windshield.
Got it. And these, are they made in the USA, the products? Okay.
We're all made in Pennsylvania.
That's very important for a lot of my viewers, made in the US, so you formulate your glass coating.
For the past 80 years, Stoner's been manufactured in the USA. So
I'm looking forward to seeing more about you guys. But again, if you want to do that deep dive and see a demo on a vehicle, so on a windshield, I'll link my video to that in the description as well. All the products we spoke about, guys, I'll link those in the description under this video for you guys to check those out. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being on the Pan the Organizer show. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Pan. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I look forward to seeing what other products they come up with. Give them a shout out, guys. Go see their social media as well. Stoner Car Care coming out with some great stuff. If you've never tried a good glass cleaner, I know everybody wants one that doesn't streak and that you can use even on tinted film. Try it out, Invisible Glass from Stoner Car Care. And yeah, guys, thanks for being there. Thanks for watching. And in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.